Hey folks, Gary here. Hey, if you caught on, we've moved. Our family moved from 108 Mile Ranch all the way to Whitewood, Saskatchewan. And so, pretty big move. Here's the thing, when you move to another place, uh, usually you want to see how you fit in, right? Like you're brand new to a community and you're trying to figure out your place, how you fit into that place. And more than likely, you want to be a benefit to the community, right? You want to be a blessing to the community that you just moved into. That's not a pride thing. That's just you want to have a good influence, right? You want to make sure that the place that you move to is better because you moved there. And again, not because you're arrogant about yourself. You just want to add, right? You want to add to what's going on. And our family is like that. And that kind of gets to the Psalm we're looking at today. We're looking at the first Psalm, Psalm 1, and we're looking at verse 3 today, and it kind of speaks to that. It says this: He is like a tree planted by streams of water. Now, this is alluding to what it said in verse 2, someone who takes joy in the law or into Scripture, who really dives into Scripture. If you really press into Scripture and read it for understanding and to understand more about yourself and change yourself to be better, well, then you're like a tree that's planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in its season. In other words, you're going to produce fruit and really good fruit in the right season. When it gets dry and is barren and a drought comes, it doesn't affect you because you're so pressed into God that you're still tapped into that source. And because of that, you can produce great fruit. So that produces its fruit in its season. And its leaf does not wither. In all that he does, he prospers. So it's about prospering for yourself for sure. But the main point of this verse is not so much that you prosper for yourself, but you produce great fruit for your community, for the people around you, that it's a blessing for them, that you are so in touch with God. And that goes back to what God's original promise was to Abraham, that he would be a blessing to all the nations. That hasn't changed. God is still looking to bless the community you live in through you. And that's a pretty cool thing, to be a blessing to the people around you, looking out for what you can do for them, how you can bless them, how you can love them, all directed by God. And it all comes down to getting really close to God and knowing what it is that he desires for your community. So, yeah, put your roots down deep.